So in this video, I am sharing 10 ways you could be ruining your outfits. Now, nobody's perfect. I am by no means perfect at all. This channel is just like an outlet about style and fashion that I've learned from myself through trial and error. And a lot of these things, I get inspiration from myself, share that with you guys. Some things in pictures I see online that I think could look better. I love sharing that with you guys because I know how helpful it can be to just polish up our outfits, just look and feel much more put together. But the first one is braided belts. Now, maybe it's just me, I'm not a fan of braids on clothing, belts, not so much shoes either. There are some outfits where it can work, but I think majority of the time, when you're belting an outfit, it looks so much better with a minimal, sleek, polished belt. This style will never go out of style. It's classic, it's timeless. It's a wardrobe piece that'll stay in your wardrobe for forever. Just go with a really minimal, sleek, polished design. Doesn't have to be splurgy or bougie brand or anything like that. I mean, just look for really minimal design with a good neutral color. Next belt are patterned belts. So they have a print pattern to them. I think a lot of time I see a leopard print. Personally, I am not a fan of that. Really hard to style. Do think it looks cheap at the same time as well. Again, that just goes back to the alternative. Go for sleek, minimal polish, solid color, whatever you choose that reflects your style. And I also don't like belts that have a really big branded logo. Like Gucci is known for that. I mean, it's just like bam, right there. I mean, we all know it's a designer brand. It's expensive, but just because it's expensive, it doesn't mean it'll make your outfit look expensive. This next one, I am so guilty of. This whole video was inspired by this third point that I noticed on myself. But a lot of times, I'll have a very sleek, polished outfit on. But then it looks completely ruined when I'm wearing my fitness watch. Now, I have a Fitbit that I love wearing to track my steps, my exercise each day. And these types of watches, I love tracking the data every single day. But when I'm putting like a really polished outfit together, especially if I'm not wearing anything with sleeves, especially as we're getting into spring and summer, it just completely ruins the outfit because of the watch. So I have been trying to remind myself to take off the watch. I don't need to have it on every single day. Now, gold jewelry has been very, very trendy for the past few years. I mean, I've put my share into recommending a bunch of pieces with you guys that I wear every single day and love. But one thing I have noticed that's become very, very popular is overly stacking your jewelry. Now, I do love stacking jewelry. I'm wearing a couple rings, couple bracelets, one necklace, one pair of earrings, kind of like a chunkier hoop. But I'll come across pictures like this, and I just think this is too much. It makes the jewelry not look expensive at this point anymore. It actually cheapens it. One thing I try to remind myself when I'm getting ready is less is more. So if I feel like my outfit looks like a little too much, I usually try to take off a jewelry piece. Maybe I don't need a belt in an outfit, or maybe I need to swap out my wardrobe piece for something a little bit more polished and simple if I'm combining lots of like dressier pieces together. Not only does this apply to jewelry, but it can apply to clothing as well. I was browsing through the internet and then I came across this photo. Socks with heels absolutely ruin your outfit. But not only this, has anybody ever tried walking with heels while wearing socks? You literally cannot walk straight. If you're wearing a heel, it's likely the weather is suitable for it, but then if you add a sock to it, your feet get hot and sweaty. And I truly think a lot of photos like these is just for pictures and then they whip off the socks and go about their day. Like, I truly don't understand this. This next one is something I've learned several years ago that I like to kind of bring up once in a while on my channel. Wearing bras that are too small can ruin your outfit. I just always highlight in any of my bra videos, in any of my fuller busted videos, is wearing well-fitting bra. Now, that's definitely a struggle finding, especially if you have a large chest size. A lot of times, if you have a fuller bust, at least in my case, is wear a bra that's essentially too small. Actually, I read a statistic online that a certain percentage of women wear a bra that's too small for them. So one thing I always try to remind myself, the band is supposed to be at the first attachment. Then as the band stretches out, then you start making the clasp tighter and tighter. Now, if you are petite or you have a fuller bust, small frame, small back like I do, I can almost never find a 28 band. A 30 band is even really hard to find. So a lot of times I have to get a 32, 30, and wear a tightest adjustment, but then that usually means I have to go up a cup size. So you know how in bras there's like your sister size, you have your size and then your sister size. Sometimes I have to wear my sister size because I can't find the right band. So just keep that in mind. If you wear a bra that's too tight, you'll start getting triple boobs, quadruple boobs. It squeezes in the back. If you're wearing a well-fitting top, you can see all of that. So we just talked about overly stacking your jewelry. And I think the same thing applies to over layering your outfit. So a lot of times I'll come across outfit inspo like this. I think this is too much, not practical in my opinion. I'll get way too hot and sweaty, to be honest. It's just too much to deal with and it feels so busy. Take off a layer, looks so much better. If we're concerned about warmth, then a lot of times I'll opt for thicker pieces, a thicker top, a thicker jacket. And there's just so much beauty in just keeping things simple, polished, refined. Just like I mentioned with the jewelry, same goes for your wardrobe pieces. Next thing I noticed that can ruin outfits is if you have a longer dress. A lot of times dresses will come with a slip underneath, especially if it's a lighter color. What I don't like is where you have the slip underneath and then a sheer layer further than the slip underneath. So you can visibly see where the slit is, usually around your knees. And then the rest of the dress, you can see from knees down, it's like this light sheer fabric. I think it makes it look really cheap. Really think if you're going to have that slip underneath, with a sheer fabric over it, the slip has to go all the way to the end of the dress for it to look a lot more polished. The crazy thing is, I see this on expensive dresses, on inexpensive dresses. It doesn't even matter about, oh, I have to spend more money to avoid this problem. It's just how the designer makes it. Long pointy shoes like this where the toe just really extends out. To be honest, I feel like it's really hard to pull off these shoes for so many different for me, for example, I'm short. I could never pull these off because I'm short. I have an average foot size, which for petite, I guess, a size 6. If I wear a really pointy shoe like this, my feet are going to look massive because I'm short. What if you're tall? Naturally, taller women have a larger foot size to obviously accommodate their height. Add a long pointy shoe, that's going to make their feet also look ginormous. In my opinion, most of the time, it just doesn't work. So I think it's just so much better going for a shoe that's just not as pointy. A friend and I were actually talking about this recently. Puffy shoes. So where the straps are puffed out, very large. I think these honestly ruin an outfit. So like the puffy braided heels, I think that's a big one. There's even styles coming out like this where it has minimal straps, but they're puffy. In my experience, these shoes are not comfortable. They're also squeaky and loud, which isn't fun. Not even really sacrificing comfort because there are so many comfortable shoes with those thinner leather or faux leather straps. And again, the puffy shoes in general, I would just avoid and go for the minimal styles, which you can find so many at reasonable price points that look very high end, and you're not sacrificing comfort and quality at the same time. All right, so that was 10 ways you could be ruining your outfit. Hopefully you guys still love me by the end of this video. I love sharing these things because I learned them from my own mistakes. I learned them from just photos I see online. They're just suggestions, some pointers I've noticed. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye!